Well, there we are, folks. There we are. Yeah, we are back again. It's Mike Molesky here. We are doing a ACC eSeniors broadcast. Finally, going to do a replay broadcast today of the race. It is race number, did I see number 12? We are going to be at Red Bull Ring, which is kind of cool. The Red Bull Ring is the race that's going on today or this weekend for F1. So that gives us a good look at enjoying both our race and the F1. So yeah, I'm back. I promised to do it to the boys today because I know Krister didn't have time to broadcast. So we're going to do a replay broadcast of this race. We've got 17 drivers, I believe. But before that, I was talking during the race preparation there of my racing rig that's taking my whole life here. I'll show you this. If I can figure out in my workroom here. There is my new racing rig. One of the most complicated things I have ever built in wood. Anyway, so that's what I was talking about, guys. Let's see here. Let me get it back together. There we are. All right, so yes, I'm back finally. I've been doing, I guess, that woodworking project, moving to back to Canada and all that stuff, and having trouble with my wheels still. My button box is still not working. Good old Fanatec. Yeah, look at this. I went and bought, as I'm showing things, I bought a new just the wheel or rim, I guess, and when I brought back my equipment from my Audi outing, it doesn't recognize my button box anymore, so that's a pain in the ass. So we're trying to work these things through that. I do like that, I don't know what you'd call that, F-style wheel. It just seems to be a little bit better. If you don't have one like that, you might want to try one. I seem to be a little bit more accurate with my cornering. Anyway, let's get to the race. Let's look at the standings. And I'm going to, spoiler alert, we are going to do standings after the race. So there we go. That is the standings for Platinum. In first place still is Chris Bourne. What a commanding 50-plus point lead. Lots of ones there. One bad race, but lots of first place positions. In second place, 488 compared to Chris's 542. Is Steve Young coming up. He was second today. And in third place, today in the race, Stuart Packham, 409. So big spread there. But very close to Stuart is Merche. Raced every race. That is why he has gotten that close. Because Stuart missed a race. And I guess if you look up there, Chris missed a race and Steve Young has not missed a race. Look at that. So fourth place for Merche. Paulo Noves in fifth. He has missed a few, but anyway, and there's Derek Bird in sixth. So that is Platinum. Let's go to Silver now. That is Silver. In first place is Sebastien Brunier, who's missed a number of races, including today. So Terry Throwbridge is rapidly approaching. He's only 35 points back. He won today's race, so good for you, Terry. In third place, look at that, my buddy Brian Banks. He's quite a ways back, however, with 398. Oh, that's because he got a 10-point penalty somewhere. Look at that. It doesn't show what race he got that in. It should be a red mark or something against it. In fourth place, Daniel Britos. Very close between those two guys. And those two guys are racing today. So we'll have to watch. Oh, no, we're racing today. Or am I saying? There, we can see how they finished. In fifth place, Hugo Caballero. So I just showed these because most people have already watched the race. So that's that. And in the only standings that count, bronze. Probably the last time we'll do bronze. Look who's in first place still, Mr. Mike Molesky, even though I've missed 2 races, but everybody else has missed a number of races too. But jumping into second place today was Joe Bukavik. He finished third. whereas Frank finished first. But Frank has missed a number of races, so that is why he has jumped into Joe's jumped into second place. So he had a 10-point penalty too, or he'd be up there. So anyway, very close for those two guys for the rest of the season. Arthur Castonguay, I thought he started today, but doesn't look like he finished. There you go. So not that many guys left in bronze for some reason. So anyway, that is that. Let's get rid of that. Get back to my face. What else can I talk about? We're still doing ACC here. And, did I not have? Yeah, I did have that. We're still doing ACC here. We are losing ground in terms of our players here. It's not quite sure what's going on. Is it summertime? Is it people losing interest in ACC? We've got a couple of things on the Discord. Let's start that discussion. What's going to bring people back to racing with eSeniors? We talked, a few people said, should we knock it down to 40-year-olds? That kind of thing. Maybe we can do that. And somebody suggested knocking it down in age and then having the classes reflect our respective ages. Anyway, we'll be thinking about that the end of next season, of course. All right, let's get right to the race. Let me find my right click here. There we are. There is our tower for today. We have got in first place in that nice livery for the Lambo, and the Lambo is a great car on this track for some reason. Stuart Packham. Next is our buddy, get my buttons working here. Sorry, it goes blank for a second. Mr. Chris Bourne. There is Mr. Chris Bourne's colors, but he's in a Ferrari these days. In third place in the Mustang, Mr. Steve Young, otherwise known as Sky 194. There is his number in his great livery. Again, his presence on YouTube is formidable. In fourth place, Paulo Noves. Fifth place, Mircea Paunoff in the Ford. Terry Throwbridge in his familiar blue colors in sixth. Bruce Hopkins in another Ford. Danielle Britos. So Throwbridge is got pole position in silver. Britos is in second position in silver. I'm glad, wish the LMU would have these classes on the tower that we can follow, but they don't do that. In ninth place, Hugo Caballero in a McLaren. Malcolm Hutchison in a Ferrari. Peter Nielsen, Brian Banks in pole position for the bronze category, and a nice new livery. I don't think I've seen this one. Very nice, electronic looking, or circuit board looking. Franck Sick out of France. Aaron Shannon in his familiar colors. Joe, but I jumped one there. Where is Joe? Why is Joe not showing? Oh, that's because Joe's not quite caught up on the grid. He is in a Porsche, Mr. Joe Bakavic, my friend and neighbor. And Mike Moletsky, that's me, in the 16th. Last but not least, starting from the pits for some reason, is Kevin Torrance. All right, let's get this show on the road. We are just about ready to start, I think. Let's just get going here, get a different camera view. Is this the start? No, this is start of... Oh, there we go! There we go! It is the start! It is the start! Stewart holding on to the lead. Everybody's in their slots. Does it go cleanly? Ooh, we've got some side-by-side action. Everybody looks clean. We are so clean in eSeniors these days. Can't say that about everybody. But Chris Bourne is in the lead now. He's got him by a nose. He's got the inside track on Stewart. There he goes. Chris, beautiful pass the lead. What happened to the towers just screwed up there, because that is Packham in second place. He's looking for something. Let's see what other action we've got. No issues that I can see just yet. Did Stewart take over? No, he didn't. Let me get a better view here. There's a better view. Look at that. Steve Young's under pressure from Paulo. And he resists that pressure. Everybody is in line here. No issues. I know there's some problems coming up somewhere. Back to the lead here. Let's just keep following everybody along. Where is there some action? There's not really. Oh, there's something right here. That is Hutchison on Hugo. Nothing doing there. Let's get back to the top with Chris. Brian Banks had an issue. Let's just see what happened there. There was some action. Let's stop that and find out what happened to Brian. Where did Brian start? Ooh, this looks like where something happened. He was in 12th right here. Let's just see. Ooh, have I got everything on? Yeah, I already got everything. I wondered whether my voice was on. There is Banks. Let's see what happens to Banks. Up there in 12th spot. Right beside. That's Aaron. And I remember that. Oh, it was Frank who got. Yes, that's who it was. It was Frank. Where is Frank Sirk? Right here. Hold on. Let's back that up. Let's just see what happened to Frank. Let's get on board with him. And let's just see. I think it's probably a little bit heavy on the throttle. I don't think he hit anything. Let's just see. Yeah, he just. Oh, maybe he got hit from behind. Let's look to see who was behind him. Whoop. Where's Frank? Is that Aaron Shannon was behind him and tapped him a little bit. Yeah, it was. Let's just see how this transpires. That's Sharon. How did Frank end up way up here? Nope, that wasn't Frank. It wasn't Shannon. I'm going to back up. This is fun. There's not that many issues, so let's get back on with Frank here. And who is behind him? He ends up, well, I'm not sure who ends up behind him. Let's just play it on a little bit. Is that Brian that hits him? That's Brian behind him. That is Frank there up in the black car. Very close. It is, there's a little tiny tap from Banks, and I gave Banks a little tiny tap, and then I passed him. Oh, that's why, I wondered why Banks slowed down. That's why he slowed down. So there we go. Now it's mystery solved. Let's go back here a little bit. We were on this lap right about here. And here we go. So this is everybody's in line. Chris got Stewart on the start or on the first corner. Did we see that? Maybe we didn't even see that. Let me look. Let's go back to see that. There is Stewart in second place. Oh no, we want to see when Bourne passes him, right? Did we see that? Did we see it right at the beginning? Right here. We did see that, I think. Just got him on the first corner on the hill. All right, let's get back to this. All right, enough going back and forth here. Where have we got? Oh, Hutchinson on Caballero. Let's see that right here. Oh, it's a lot closer than that. It's Caballero. It's ahead a little bit. This is the one I'm looking for. It's Britos on Hopkins. These four guys are very close together. Stewart and Young are also very close. I can't find my mouse. Sorry about that. I gotta leave my mouse on this screen, otherwise I can't jump. Again. Hang on. Why is my not behaving very well? Hang on, let's just wait. There, this is where I want to go. This is where I want to go because Young is battling with Stewart. He had him for a second, side by side. That's one. Then there's Hutchison on Hugo. That is Hutchinson on the outside. He can't make it stick. Let's see how long it's going to last. Steve Young is there too. Hutchinson on Britos. And now Britos has the inside line for the next corner. And Hutchinson really just muscles through. It's not happening. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. They're still side by side. Here they come around again. A little bit of tapping. A little bit of ice racing NASCAR stuff. So Hutchinson stayed behind. Look at this. Nielsen's now challenging Caballero. These four guys are stock a block. Back here, there's Molesky on Bekavik, but this is the one to watch. Caballero, Nielsen, and Shannon. Here comes Caballero again on Britos. And Nielsen's trying to get Caballero. Murchie's sneaking up there with Paulo. And what do we got up here? Steve Young still sitting in there. How's my volumes? Anybody on the stream? Doesn't look like it. Ooh, the stream looks a little bit jaggedy. I hope that's not going to stay that way. Let's see a different view. Sometimes that helps. The stream, that looks like that's what it was. I was on the same stream for too long. There we go. That camera angle. Look at that. Steve is trying. As is this race at the top is hot. Look at that. Steve is right on Stewart's tail. Down here, Caballero is still after Britos, but let's stay up here with Steve. Let's get on board with Steve for a change. Here we are. Hope that's not too loud. I'm going to beef up the sound a little bit here. That big old Mustang sound, you'll love hearing it. I'm going to switch back here. It's going to blank for a second. I got to really hate Windows 11 because of that. Back here, I write on Bekavik's tail also. Lots of action, but Steve is one that's very close up at the top. Murchie is not that far behind Paulo either, but Steve. And now they're both catching up to Chris. Looks like Stewart wants a little crack at him. Let's go ahead with Stewart. Look at that right on his tail, as is Steve. Look at that tough race. I know I saw Stewart say tough race to the guys. Look at that all around those corners. And the Lamborghini on the straight is hot. But the Mustang's even hotter. Oh, look at that on these high-speed corners. That Lamborghini, he goes a little bit wide, loses a touch of time to Chris there. Oh, what action. Caballero also very close at the segment times. And this, don't forget the towers on this mode of replays is on the sector boundaries only. Here I am on Joe Bekavik. That's my best buddy. Look at that. He's from Croatia originally, Canadian. One of my compatriots. And we just went to a baseball game last night, the two of us actually. Almost got rained out. Oh, and I'm trying to get around him here. I'm right on his tail. Super pressure. Wasn't able to talk to him. Just look at this. I took a little peek there. Back there, Banks is trying to... Oh, Nielsen had a problem. Let's see what happened to Nielsen right here. Here he comes. He's on Joe Bekavik. Oh, he must have slid way before this. Where did he have a problem? Just gonna go back a little bit. Oh, he's been back there the whole time. No, there's his problem. Oh no, we saw him. He had this issue way. No, that's not. There it is. Oh, wow. But I think he had another problem later. Anyway, let's get back to the action. Here we are. Stewart is really on his tail. Watch this. Let's see what he does. He took a little peek there. And whoa, went super wide, hit that curb. So that solves that problem for a little bit, but now Steve has no pressure behind him. He can put his 100% focus on Chris. Oh, didn't get a very good exit there. Lost a little bit of time. Who else is challenging? Caballeros and Britos are still challenging. We've got somehow if you notice on the tower, Joe is way behind. He went into the pits for some reason right ahead of me. I'm not sure why. I didn't get a chance to ask him. But this is Frank on Brian Banks trying to... No, sorry, this is Caballero and Britos. Back up here at the top. Lots of action so far. We'll stick with this because I think things spread out a little bit later. Looks like Chris has got things settled down a little bit and is able to keep ahead of Stewart, or Steve I should say. Let's just stay on board with Stewart, with Chris for a while. Let's see how he does. Let's follow a whole lap with him just so we can see what kind of steering inputs he's had. Have I got anybody on the stream? Anybody on the stream? Nope. There, look at that. Just coast through that corner on the throttle really nicely. Got a half a second lead on Steve. But looks like Packham has caught up with Steve. Whoa! Steve comes right in on him on that corner. That's such a tough corner. Sometimes you can get a little bit caught up in it. Just stay with the whole lap with Chris here. Leader doesn't get too much love usually. Nicely done. Hot on the throttle right out of that corner. Here comes the fast left-hander. You don't have to brake very much. Just a little tap here and then coast through till you... Look at that, he's bringing that back end around nicely. Very hot corner here. On the throttle early because you got a little kinked. Full throttle. And these last two corners are something else. This first one you go wide, little tap, coast, and then on the throttle, and then now you get this huge right-hander, lots of compression right in that corner, gives you tons of traction. And now let's look at these guys coming through 1, 2, and 3. Let's see what Stewart does here. He's got a later braking point, it looks like. Oh, nicely done into that corner. Oh, all three of them get a great exit. Look at that. Oh, Hutchison and Trowbridge were at one point. Is Hutchison ahead of Trowbridge now? Yes, there was a pass here somewhere. Let's go back a little bit. Here it is. That is it. Here he comes. Oh, he's on his rear quarter panel there. And that makes it an easy pass in the inside for Hutchison on Trowbridge. Very good job there. What have we got going here? I've got some action at the back of the pack. That's me. I'm in the sandwich between Frank and Brian Banks. Feeling the pressure I was. Anybody else got some good? Caballeros and Britos are still battling it out. But let's stick with these guys a little bit. Get on board with Frank. There is Frank. Oh, he had a faster qualification than I had quite a bit. By quite a bit, a whole half second. But I was going to drive defensively here, I think. You didn't have a chance to look. We have different braking points, I know. That Porsche is a totally different handling car than the Ferrari. Oh, I got the best of him there on that corner. To be careful you don't hit the guy ahead of you. Well, anyway, that's that. Oh, up here we at the sector, Steve was right up against. Let's go back a few seconds here. See how close Steve got. Get on with Steve. Maybe looked like at one point he was only 1/10 of a second back at the first sector, I guess that is. They've spread out just slightly. Hugo. Hugo! Hold it here, hold it. This is something happening here, Let's go back a little bit. Back even more. Down the straight. There is Hugo on Britos. He had lots of momentum. Almost hit him. Oh, he kept his momentum going now, side by side. A little knock. Then Britos takes the inside line again. Gonna set himself up for the next corner, I hope. Yes, he is. Look at that, two McLaren, similar colors even. Here we go. Looks like Britos has got the, or this Caballero has the inside line. What am I saying? I keep saying it's Britos. Caballero holds back there, but then Britos slows down quite a bit going into that corner. I think Caballero gets him sooner or later here. He's going to try the outside-inside move. Sooner or later, I think Caballero passes Danny here. Or Danielle. I don't know if he goes by Danny or not. Let's get on board with him. Maybe he was ahead of him for a certain point. That's what I saw. Anyway, this is quite the battle. Up on top, things have spread out a little bit. Looks like Chris has got a 1 second lead over Steve Young now. Pouring it on. Oh, I don't know. I guess I saw something there for something. Let's go through the next couple of corners here. But I think this is quite exciting action. Oh, that's where it was. Britos goes wide. Really wide. But Caballeros could not take advantage. For some reason, I thought there was a pass here. Anyway, no pass there. Up at the front. Looks like Chris has opened up a nice lead on these guys. So it's Chris Bourne, 1 second ahead of Steve, who's 1 second ahead of Stewart. Let's go down the board here. Peter Noves is just holding on here in 4th place by himself. Once in a while getting harassed a little bit by Merche, but not right now. Bruce Hopkins is a huge gap between 5 and 6. Bruce Hopkins is in 5th. He's being hounded by Malcolm Hutchinson. And not far behind him is Thierry Throwbridge. Then there's the Britos Caballero we've been watching. Then there's an 8 second gap to Aaron, who's running by himself. I'm 2 seconds behind him. Franck, I've opened up quite a lead on Franck here. But we'll tell you what happened to me later. Peter Nielsen's worked his way up from last place. He's now in 14th. There is Joe. Joe went into the pits early for some reason. And I think Brian Banks had an issue because he's now in last place. So I'm going to go back and look for that. Sorry, Brian. But track action is right here. With Hugo Caballero and Danny Britos. So we'll stick with these guys for a while. Up here, Hutchison is really on, he's actually on Bruce Hopkins' tail. But Hugo is so close. There we are, side by side once again. Let's get on board with him. Nobody watching the stream, so I can't have a chat there, but it's because it's middle of the night there in Europe. But look at this. Sooner or later, Hugo's going to get by Danny. Danielle is such a great defensive driver, though. Very tough guy to pass. He puts that McLaren, makes that McLaren really wide. Just watch this whole lap here. I'm going to stick with him for a while, and you'll see that Danny just takes his lines, and it's very hard to get around him. Doesn't make very many mistakes. Because I think Hugo's got some pace on him, but just can't get by him. Tough track to pass. Lots of corners, but we're all pretty high speed. Ooh. Oh! How far into the race are we? Hugo's going into the pits. Well, I guess we're halfway. We're halfway. So we're halfway. There are going to be some pit stops. Everything will get all messed up here in a minute. Stewart has caught up to Steve. These guys have been 1, 2, 3 for quite a while now. Merche just can't make any inroads into the Novaes Ferrari. Hutchinson, the same with Bruce Hopkins, just can't make it happen. And then Terry Throwbridge is lurking there in the background. What is happening here between Franck? There is Franck trying to chase me down. I started, he had better quality than I did, but I was able to make it happen. I just had a couple of issues with quality. I'm trying to chase down Aaron at this point. And just to tell you what happens with me, I actually make a big mistake. I had lots of fuel. I'm going to lap in a couple. I have my mistakes in a couple of laps here. I just spun out, hit the wall, and my ACC drive showed my front wing as red and 100%, and I've totally forgotten whether the 100% means, I think it means it's okay. I still had, even though it was red, but usually it's yellow when there's not much damage. Anyway, it said 100% on the front wing, so I didn't get a chance to race another lap. I probably should have. I just came into the pits and repaired it. So anyway, that was a mistake on my part, and that cost me the race, because I am in first place at this point, handily ahead of Franck, and I was staying ahead of him. Oh, Stewart, what is happening here? He can't get ahead of Steve Young. I've forgotten totally how these guys finish. Oh, I think they finish in this order. But again, no spoiler alerts here, because I think most guys have watched the race already. If I screw up and people don't want me to mention how the race finishes, tell me in comments or send me a little Discord note and I'll stop doing that. I don't usually do it. All right, let's get back to watching all these actions. There is Merche trying to chase down Novaes, but Bruce Hopkins is caught up with the spec. There it goes, Novaes into the pits. Let's see how that works. Oh, Merche, we caught Merche. Oh, and he hits. Wow, what was all that? Let's back up here. Pause it for a second. Let's get on board with Merche. What did you do, Merche? Coming through, hit the curb. Not really. Oh, accelerating on the curb. Did that to him. And then, oh, let's go back again and watch what happens with Bruce Hopkins. No, who was behind Merche? Oh, let's go back to Merche. Who was behind him? That is, oh, that's Hugo Caballero. How did he did a pit stop, right? Yeah. Let's watch this. This is what happens. Merche goes off, bounces out, and just clips Hugo. Oh, Hugo goes in hard. I don't think Hugo finished the race because of that. Wow, he got hit hard. Merche, I'm sure, is upset over that. I don't know if he knew he was coming. Here's our top three guys. They're running into some traffic now. Let's see who that is ahead of Chris. That is Terry. Terry looked like he had, could have taken a pit stop. So these three guys have not pitted yet. Let's just stay with the top leaders here. Let's see what they do for pit stops and how they come out. Very close together, so pit stops are going to be important. They're spread out quite a bit. Let's go ahead and watch. Chris Bourne might catch up to Terry there. He might go in this time because he doesn't want to get stuck with traffic. Let's just see if that's what he does and how everybody responds. Although people are pretty good for getting away under blue flags. No blue flags yet. Yep, that's what I thought he'd do. He came in, and Steve stays out, as does, no, Stewart comes in. Well, let's just see. They're all within a second of each other. Let's just see what happens when they come out. Let's just come out right now. There. Now is where they come out. Oh, Stewart came out in a lot of traffic. Where is Chris? Chris has got clear air. That was better for him. Stewart, there is Stewart in fifth, and he's got traffic ahead of him. And where did Chris Bourne? Did Chris Bourne stay out? Take a look to see if he had a pit stop. Yeah, no, not Chris Bourne. Steve Young. Steve Young went in the next time. So Steve is 2 seconds back. So he lost a second on the pit stop. And there you go. Stuart Packham is 2 seconds back. This must be the sector coming up. Stuart's 3 seconds back, so he lost a second to Steve Young. Wow. So everybody lost to Chris Bourne and that. So Chris Bourne is really in first place there. These two guys have to pit yet. Where else do we have some close action? I'm chasing down Nielsen, I think. Nope. That is Banks behind me. I think everybody's got to do some pit stopping. There's Steve on Shannon. Shannon's just letting everybody get by. All right, let's just jump ahead a little bit. Maybe 2 laps. Right here. So that's where we got. That's what we got. Chris Bourne is at 1.8 seconds ahead of Steve Young. So on the pit stop, Chris going in first under overcut. The overcut got him a second on Steve and 3 seconds on Stuart. Yeah, Stuart had some issues. So I lost another second there since we saw him last. Where are the close races? Well, the close races are right here. Joe Bakavic and myself. Let's just get on board with Joe. That's him chasing me down. This is for position in bronze. That's Nielsen ahead of me, and Frank is quite a bit ahead. So I have pitted by now. So again, I took a heck of a long pit stop. It cost me the race, really. I was like 10 seconds ahead of Joe. And I did some repairs, which I probably may not have had to do. Look at that, he almost hit me there. I don't know if I had a bad braking point or Joe just outbroke me there, and he held on to it, but he didn't hit, and he didn't hit me. I might have had a bad corner. That's a corner. This is the corner that's usually the problem. I had a great one, and Joe had a bad one. That's where he lost the time. He's never able to catch up from that one mistake. I made a mistake on the first of those 2 corners, and he made a bigger mistake on that second one. That second one is the toughest corner. All right, what do we got for close action? Not really that many. We're going to stick right here with Joe and myself. I'm trying to chase down Sirk, but I think I'm way behind now, like a 10-second gap to Frank, who's in first place in bronze. So who do we got here? We've got Terry Throwbridge. Let's get a view of everybody. Terry Throwbridge, well, Chris Bourne is in first place overall, obviously in platinum. In first place, Terry Throwbridge. He's got a 5-second lead over the second place in his class for Danny Britos. And Britos has got like a 17-second gap between second and third. So that's huge. In first place in bronze, Mr. Frank Sirk in the Porsche from France. Nice job, Frank. Interesting race on our part in bronze. We're all over the place. So let's just see what Nielsen comes up with. I think he's got a good 10-second lead here. Gonna wait till Nielsen gets into a sector before we see the gap. There, nope, not yet. Why is Nielsen not showing a gap yet? I'm a second behind Nielsen. Let's just go here to me. I'm trying to catch up with him just for fun, not in my class. Joe's fallen behind there 2.6 seconds. And Brian, lots of problems with Brian. I'm not sure why Nielsen's not showing a gap here in the it's probably a 3 or 4 second. Oh, he's a lap down. That's why, Frank. That's going to show at some point. We're quite a ways back. Anyway, so that's showing 2 laps down there. I don't think that's right. Looks like we've got traffic coming up. That looks like Merche chasing down myself. Let's just see how I do letting him by without losing too much time, because I don't want the Kavik to catch up with me or lose time to Nielsen just because I'm for fun racing wanted to pass Mr. Nielsen. So I'm trying to judge where to let Merche by. He's a little bit farther behind now. I think I'm going to make this corner stick and let him go. I usually let people go on the exit of a corner just so you don't lose that much time. I think this is where I do it right here. I'm going to pull over. Yep. And I'd hardly lose anything. I really just lifted for a second. Not losing too much time there. All right. So there you see that was 30 seconds there between Nielsen and Frank. So I'm way back, but holding on to second place at least. I got a saying in our little group of Edmontonian ACC drivers there. It's, I don't care who passes me, anybody but Joe. That's what the story is. Anybody but Joe. Sometimes it's anybody but Brian Banks. But today it's anybody but Joe. Now Joe might have had some damage there because he had some good qualification times, big time. He qualified ahead of me by about 2/10 of a second, I think. All right, what do we got here? We've got Steve chasing down Chris and not being able to get much closer than this. Well, he loses on the outside there a little bit. Chris is going to pull away a little bit. And Stewart's way behind now, 5 seconds. He can just barely see those guys. He lost it all on the pit stop. And he seems to be following further and further. Oh, look at this. We've got something happening here. We've got Throwbridge on Hutchison. There we go. This is for 7th and 8th place. Now, Terry is in first place in his class, so he might not challenge too much. I'm just going to go back a bit to see if he let him by at some point. That's what it is. There's Hutchison catching up. Let's just see whether Terry let him by or he passed him legitimately. Because Terry really doesn't want to battle with Malcolm. Let's just see if he pulls over. Malcolm definitely has pace on him. And I think he lifts going into the corner. That's a nice job. I'm not going to lose much time there at all. That's probably a better alternative than what I do. Well, that was an easy corner to do it on because it's a high-speed corner, but that's probably a much better strategy. Just lift a little bit early on the corner entry, and you can get your normal exit. So the way I was doing it, you lose time all the way down the straight. Well, this looks like not too much action in terms of positioning racing. How much time have we got left? A number of laps yet. It is Steve trying to chase down Chris Bourne. I'm just going to go lap by lap here because if nothing changes, we don't need to see people lapping each other. Oh, Steve got a little bit up on the last sector. Where is Chris? There's Chris now. Anybody else close? I'm about the same distance from Nielsen. And I'm just going to go lap by lap here. Steve is still a second back. And anybody for position? Not really. I'm really catching up with, keep calling, I want to say Peter. It was Peter. Forget first names there for a while. I'm trying to catch up with Nielsen, but I don't get much closer than that. So we're going to jump ahead again. Let's get on board with Steve. Let's get on board with him. And jump ahead by another lap and see how Steve is doing. Still a second back, just can't catch up with Chris. Chris has got this league sewn up. He is in first place once again. Nobody else is close. I'm going to jump ahead by another lap. There it is. Steve Young, 1.6. Looks like Chris is going to end up in some traffic soon. That is Aaron ahead. I believe that's his colors. Jump ahead 5 seconds to see when he gets close. A lot of traffic here. Steve's not. So now Steve looks like he's closer than a second. Let's just stick with this to see how Chris gets through this traffic, if he does catch up with Aaron. Down below, really, again, nobody getting anywhere close to each other. I didn't see too many incidents, so I missed that. Excuse me. Oh, Aaron took a little bit of a dive there. That solves that problem. Stewart gets by. Oh, that's Sharon. Sorry. There is Stewart. Let's see what Stewart saw on that. Let's go back a few seconds. Let's just see. He's going to see some dirt here. Does Aaron try to make it back on the track? Yeah, he made it back on the track, actually. Ahead of Stewart. Now Stewart's going to have to get by him. Yeah, Stewart. All right, that's that. And doesn't look like he's going to catch him. So let's just get on board with Chris Bourne here. Get a good view of him. And see his winning lap. Mr. Chris Bourne is going to take first place again in this track today in Red Bull Ring. He should be getting the checkered flag. Where is he in the track? Coming around here, I think. In the last corner, there he is, getting the checkered flag. And he puts his wipers on just to say he knows it's checkered flag. I didn't see the checkered flag, but that's that. Here is Steve Young taking his in third place. Stuart Packham, that's him in the back there. Just getting my mouse back together here. Paulo Noves coming around for fourth place in the platinum category. There he is. We're not getting views of that. Maybe that's when we're going to view. In fifth place, there is Mircea Paunov crossing the line. Bruce Hopkins on the next Ford coming around the last corner right here. Taking this checkered flag right here. That's me in front of him. Taking my checkered flag, I bet. And Malcolm Hutchison in seventh place. Oh, that's the end. That is Terry Throwbridge. He was in first place for the silver category. Danny Britos, Hugo Caballero in third place in the silver. Franck Cirque in the Porsche from France, a commanding performance. He had a big lead over everybody else in the bronze category. In second place, that's me right there in second place. And last but not least, in third place to complete the podium in bronze is Mr. Joe Bukavik. There's only three of us. One of us left the race. So that is it for the race today. Let me take a quick peek to tell you where the next race is going to be. Hang on for 1 second. I'll get on SimGrid. And let's see here. I will tell you my events. Next race is Silverstone. Oh, we're following F1 because I believe that is the next race for F1. So we'll be at Silverstone July 11th. See you then. Bye now. I gotta